it's a bit paradoxical. It is summer. It's full blown back weather-wise. The family is on holiday, but I'm still fully in work mode. So being home, trying to do work while your family is like la di da, having guests, out bathing, eating 10 ice creams a day. Like, yep, I need to go down and do Teams meetings. So yay.
What you need to do is hold that feeling in your mind, and that's how I feel every summer when I'm talking to you two.
Wait. Was that sympathy? No, no, no.
But I mean, the fact that you're forced to do home office while your family is home on vacation, I mean, you can't even escape to the office to get some alone time. I almost said adult time, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Go to the office to have adult time. Let's not go there. Well, truth to be told, we have not got a seating chart yet, but we have some temporary arrangements. So I could go to the office, but I mean, look at this. I have a sweeter setup at home. I mean, they can't really beat that. So, yeah.
And Howard is pointing to his workshop background.
Yeah.
Because as you can hear, he has a bit of a different sound this week.
Yep. I'm lazy, so I did not move any of the audio equipment into my workshop, but we have guests, so I am
You'll be forced out of
for
your
the evening.
office.
Yeah, voluntarily forced out of my office, and then. But I mean, it's nice. We have guests over, and my office is a makeshift guest room, which for the last couple of days has made us do a proper cleanup of the entire house, which is nice. So it's like, yep, we have a clean house now, and then we have guests, and we have officially started summer.
So that's why you have guests over, to actually clean the house properly.
Yeah, we should have guests more often. I mean,
But doesn't this mean that you've been kicked out of 2 offices in like 2 weeks because you can't be at work, because then you can't be at home either? Makes you wonder what kind of job you do.
Or what kind of
yeah,
person you are.
yeah, and still they don't fire me. I mean, you try and you try, like being the biggest prick of them all, and nope, people seems to like it. Yeah. So on that depressing thought, welcome to another episode of No.1 Crude Mistakes podcast with Glenn from No.1 Projects, KJ from Crude but Efficient, and myself, the office rat, Haavard from Behind the Mistakes. Welcome.
Hello.
New week, new things. What's happened? Right, Glenn. New video out. Finished anything or?
Yeah, I got a video out.
Oh, you did?
A
Nice.
plonkety.
Yeah, it was it was the Kalimba. Very, very enjoyable make. And then after I finished making it, it came to just getting it in tune, which basically took a whole day. I got it into tune, and then it sounded really flat, and so I thought, I'll just try again, and try tune it again. I couldn't get it back in tune, so I just really got Mardy with it and said, Michelle, have a go at tuning that? And she did, but it sounded really flat again. So we just had some fun with it in the end. So the problem is when you tune the Kalimba, it's just a question of pushing the keys further in.
Okay, so it's the length of the vibrating part of the sticks.
Exactly, and the more you push them in, the less they vibrate, so the less resonance. Yep. So you can get the tuning, but it just does plink as opposed to plink. So it just sounds so flat. I really should have spent more than £3 on the keys.
But I mean,
yes, quite possibly.
It is difficult believing that it is flat, given the shape that it has. But by the sound of it, then you've spent more time tuning it than actually building it, haven't you?
About the same amount of time. If you take the let glue dry situation out of the equation, then yes,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah. But no, it was like I say, it was an enjoyable make. Managed to get a video done because of the time it took to tune it. I rushed the video because that took us into Sunday to get in that final excellent scene of Michelle performing Bohemian Rhapsody on it, and then I rushed to edit it. So it was all a little bit rushed in the end, and I don't know. I feel a little bit disappointed with myself more than anything. I should have left it another day and maybe spent a little bit more time on the editing. But hey, I feel the pressure to get content out. So
It did
Don't
sound
we
like
all?
that
yeah.
last week. The big question is, does Steve feel left out?
Do you know I sent Steve a little video of it plinky plonketing in, and said, "Come on, let's see you play this." And I didn't hear from him, and I've still not heard from him. But then I did find out it was at a festival all weekend, and the only thing he's responded to really is the reel on Facebook where he was just laughing at the reel I made with Freddie Mercury. Oh, sorry, Michelle Mercury. But no, I don't think he could have done much better, to be fair, unless he plugged it into his computer and did some proper wizardry.
And just
Yeah,
auto-tuned it.
Yeah, I tell you something. When you first put the keys in, you didn't push them all the way back. It sounded brilliant. It just didn't have playable notes at that stage. That's the problem.
Yeah. But I mean, that got me thinking though. I mean, I've been at Steve's, and yes, he has a lot of instruments. I haven't seen him play any of them. So maybe it's just a magic on the computer.
And maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen him play.
He just like the image. Like, yeah, I have a lot of guitars. I'm guessing since he's doing concerts, it's hard to fake it on stage. But then again, you have Eurovision, so I mean, yeah, nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
But it was a nice little video, especially like the turning of the plywood.
Oh, with the different colours.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was one of my favourite scenes.
So are you going to turn plywood more often in the future?
I'll
But how
definitely
was it to turn? Because
Really
I heard
nice.
I heard it can be bad, but
I thought it was
guess
going
that
to
happened.
chip and fling bits at my eyes and stuff, but no, it was absolutely fine. I mean, I'm also turning a bit of apple at the moment, and that's much more unpleasant to turn. It throws so much dust out the apple wood, but no, the ply is lovely.
was it good plywood or crappy?
Oh, it was really good plywood. I pulled it off a bonfire.
Oh, the fancy stuff.
Oh
The
yeah,
best kind.
yeah.
And I was genuinely curious about that because you have the layers and the glue might be harder than the wood. So do that actually cause the getting a nice flow on the lathe that gets disrupted? But no.
Yeah, it didn't disrupt anything. I mean, I used the heavy lifting chisels, wood turning chisels for it, and no, it went through it no problem. It's really nice, like I say, really pleasurable to turn. But maybe it was fancy plywood. It did come off a fancy bonfire, so
Could be.
yeah. But then, yeah, after I finished that, I got straight back onto the commission build for another drumstick. So I've done a lot of turning on that as well. But I've finished the turning stage almost on it, so I'm a bit turned out. I think the next project is definitely not going to be anything on the lathe.
Turned out. That's so
Heard that
bad.
before.
But are you going to revisit the Kalimba and get some better keys? And try to make your own keys, perhaps?
I think the main thing that makes us revisit videos is if the video does well. So at the moment, no. But who knows? Stranger things have happened. I might revisit it one day. It would be nice to make one in tune. I mean, it's actually a really easy instrument to play. All the keys are numbered, and you get music which you just follow the numbers. I could play it. My thumbs were a little bit too fat, so I kept hitting two keys at the same time. That was my biggest problem with it.
So you need the grown-up keys.
Yes. Yeah. Or lady fingers.
I wanted to build one, and then of course I went down the rabbit hole of how do you tune them, and then I found there's a lot of videos out there, and then
Yeah.
how do you do something different, and then you had the microphone in it, so you can plug it up to an amp, and then of course you can basically plug it into anything. But that got me wondering, because it has a distinct shape, because there's a different length on the plinkety plonkety bits. But do you get a holder for them where they are? I mean, it's extremely hard to tune them and get them to line up. Because I was thinking about those small play boxes you turn.
Yes,
I,
I've
I
been
could,
thinking about that too.
yeah, because then I could make like a camshaft
Yeah.
that like played them. So then could I try to make that play a melody?
Yeah.
Because that would be cool. And then of course you could two-stroke that camshaft, so you could play
Yeah.
Hail Mary on your chainsaw or something like that.
There's no end of videos out there with people just playing the 8-key Kalimba, and it's a little tiny thing that you can buy for about £3 or £4 made,
Yeah.
and I'm presuming it comes somewhat reasonably tuned at that point as well.
I wouldn't bet on it, but okay.
So I think that would definitely be worth doing. I did think about it, but yeah, music's not really my forte. Just making the things is, so maybe you'd have more luck with that. Sounds more like a Haavard project.
But I mean, the resonance chamber from the Kalimba could be really nice for a music box to just strap it on
Yes.
there to get it. You need some kind of table or something to make a music box sound good. So having a box like that might be even better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe you should have a go, KJ.
Nah. It sounds more like a horror thing. Send it to him instead.
So what about
Oh,
you,
wow.
KJ? What have you been up to?
I have. I feel like I haven't done much. I mean, it has been 1 week of swim practice, and now we have another week of swim practice with the youngest. And I've been cosplaying as Glenn a lot. We've done the yearly trimming of the hedge. So that's good to have that off my conscience, because it grows slowly into our neighbor's driveway. And I mean, 1 year they asked us, could you please cut it like a couple of days before we planned to do it, because it was getting kind of long. So now I try to catch it before it gets too long. So that's my summer headache for every year, to actually get it done in time.
I feel like I asked you this last year, but what sort of hedge is it?
It's the kind that grows a lot.
Oh, okay, strange.
No, it's I'll send you some pictures. I don't know.
Okay.
It's leafy, and it has like purple flowers, and it dies a lot but grows back quickly, kind of thing.
Okay.
Sticks. Version. I don't know. I'm bad at. I've realized how bad I at naming nature things. For example, I mean, telling wood species apart and that sort of thing. I should be good at that, or telling trees apart in the forest. Yeah. I mean,
the funny thing is, I can tell trees apart, but once they become timber, I'm rubbish. You never have to identify one by the inside of the tree.
Wasn't that part of your education?
No. All plants are classified by their flowers. The leaves are helpful and bark's helpful, but I've never done it by the timber.
Well, you can always improve. And I've been doing some more progress on the nuts project, but we shouldn't talk about that, because then Glenn will have a fit. And I have finished editing my garden trowel video, but
Ooh.
I'm gonna wait until Haavard publishes his video, because I want to use the same footage that's used in mine. And I don't want to ruin it. Is hard, but it ties in better if his is published before mine. So, but I have no problem sitting on a video for a couple of weeks. It's actually feels good to have it done.
Do you feel smug?
So no pressure then. Yesterday I thought, well, there's no rush. I'll get to it in the autumn.
You do that. You do that. I have no rush.
Maybe
I
that
think
has
I'm
a
the one of us who have no problem with having a video done and just laying in wait.
yeah, very much so.
Well, I have my video footage laying simmering for 3 years before I put them out. So
Yeah,
yeah,
sometimes you.
no problem. Yeah,
But a finished video, I think you would have harder to sit on.
yeah. No, that's not happening. I think 4 day is my record. I think. Yeah.
So how does it feel to have finished that 3-year project?
It is. It's anticlimactic because I did the first footage 3 years ago, right after I got my camera, and I had a vision for the video, and I fucked it up by recording everything in slow motion because I did not know the settings of the camera yet. So there is no audio when you speed it up to normal speed. And of course, I only had one battery and it was 20 degrees below, so I ran out of juice after half an hour. So I only got to record up until the point where I cleared the snow. But I had an axe, I had a saw, so the clue was to cut out a piece of ice like they did in that exact location 100 years ago, and then use that in my workshop to basically just put whiskey in my glass. And now I had to go and make my own ice, and I also had to do some summer shots. I was very pleased with the video, but once I made that introduction, it would have been nice to continue in that same style for the entire video, like I envisioned it. So if we get a winter again, I might film the second half and actually release it like the editor's cut, like the way it's supposed to be. But no, I'm really pleased with the video, and it was a fun build. So I got like 130 views or something like that. So I was like, yeah, fuck you, algorithm. Yeah.
It was a real shame because I mean, there's so much effort went into that, and the effort did not equal the reward.
No, it never does.
No, very
Uh,
seldom does.
I think it was a great little video, but that part with you just skipping from winter to summer, it felt like a commentary on global warming or something like that. We haven't seen a winter like that. We
Yeah,
never will again. So here I am in summertime, drenching my sorrows in whiskey.
yeah. And of course, I could have done more out of that segment, but of course, I spent the evening before finding a location that here gives me the same angle as I had on the ice. And I had to ask my father-in-law to get that sled back from the shed because I borrowed that last time. I needed to borrow it again to do the filming. And then I set everything up, took on the same winter clothing, found the almost identical hat, and then I went out to shoot. And then, of course, two of the old neighbors was just standing in the street talking to each other like old people do, and they weren't gonna leave for the next couple of hours, and I had a weather window, so like, fuck it, need to sit down, and it's really hard filming and talking to the camera when you're like 50 meters down the road. There are two pensioners who have no clue what's going on, and they are discussing it. You can be sure about that. So I just, yeah, took a couple of takes and I just went in and, yeah, this is good enough.
It was a really great video though. I really enjoyed it. You should do another little reel, maybe of the breakdown of the cost of that video.
Yeah. Well, you can't factor in the cost without also factoring in the leisure aspect of it.
Yeah.
But the really nice thing is, though, I've been playing with this all the time. I'm poking everything now. Everything in my workshop got small holes in them. Like, yeah. If I need to go somewhere, I just chuck it in the wall. Chuck it like, where did I leave it? Oh, there it is in the roof.
You need like a dartboard or something like that to to throw it in and have a decent, dedicated place for it.
Yeah. Or I should make myself a light switch, like the one Laura Kampf did, but instead of putting your keys on it, you have to just jam the ice pick into the wall to turn the lights on.
Just short the electricity out.
Yeah. You turn off the light by tripping the fuse. Yeah, that's a good plan. Alternative use for the ice pick. That's a reel for you.
It's funny when you say you've been using it. When I was at Maker Central, I was talking to some of the EDC guys, and one of them showed me a spiky thing. For all intents and purposes, it was a 100 mil long awl, and I made all of those awls in a little mini one, and I've carried one around in my pocket for 3 weeks now, and not found a single use for it still.
Yeah. It is the same with my Gerber. I mean, it's
Yeah.
nice, but yeah, you seldom have to use it. And how often do you need a poker thing? Not very often. And usually, whatever you need to do, if you are in your workshop, you have the better tool for the task.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I feel I follow in my father's footsteps there with having a screwdriver is the one EDC tool I can actually get a lot of use for, because you can use it as a pry bar or all of the things, and it's not that aggressive, doesn't eat its way out of your pocket that easily.
I think probably as an everyday thing. I mean, I've got the van with me in the daytime normally, and then when I'm at home, I've got the workshop and the van. So
I mean, I don't think the van is classified as carry.
it carries a lot. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, the van is carrying you, not the other way around.
yeah,
You're the EDC carry for the van.
Yeah.
I have a Glen.
Have you not got a
Seldom
Glen
washes
in
me, but
Have you
I have
not
a-
got a Glen in yours?
yeah. I have a lot of tools to make them operate. I have a Glen, and it's always with me. It's my everyday carry. Yeah.
It's the most important tool. And boy,
The
what
biggest
a tool!
tool.
The biggest
boy,
tool, at least.
Boy, what a tool he is. As long as I'm useful.
So yeah, that's the summary of the making basically. But I did have a second video out on Patreon, which is basically the intro for the next video, because I have ordered. Well, I mean, this is not news, is it? I ordered parts again, but I have now a design for the bellows for the Hellcorder. I ordered the motors. I know what it's going to look like. So it's basically, it's going to be some woodworking and leatherworking, more traditional making of bellows. So I've been watching YouTube videos to see how they actually shape them in a way where they act as a bellows, but also is airtight and function as a hinge. And of course, I found one guy who made videos 10 years ago, like step by step. I think he made a series of 4 or 5 videos showing exactly how you're doing it, and I can just blankly copy his design and just add a holder for it for the Hellcorder. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna send him a thank you note for his inspiration, which I'm gonna steal.
What sort of size we're talking for the bellows to operate the Hellcorder?
I mean, it's a roughly the size of you know those fireplace blowers, the one that you use by hand.
Yes, yeah.
It's basically going to be 2 of those, but they're going to be more square and not eye drop shape.
Are they are they going to be foot powered or no? You said motors,
No,
didn't you?
I'm gonna attach them to the back of the Hellcorder, and then I'm gonna have 2 electric motors with a worm gear on it to spin 2 discs. So it's gonna be like a camshaft system, but yeah.
Cool.
So it's gonna look. Yeah, you need some engines and some moving parts, and I have one of these engines that looks similar,
Yep.
and it's quiet enough. I mean, once the recorder starts playing, you're not gonna hear the engines. So
To be fair, any noise that blocks out the noise of the Hellcorder is welcome, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is this going to be a hidden feature or going to be parts poking out of the shell of it?
Everything is going to be very visible from the rear. And of course, you have the perforated grating in the front, so you will see some moving actions behind there as well, together
Yeah.
with the red LED lights. So,
That sounds very cool.
and of course, I did. All right, I'm gonna get the motors now. I'm gonna do this. I might just as well order the 12 bigger recorders. I found them on sale a while back. Well, they're not on sale now, so I put that on hold because it was like 400 pounds in recorders. That's not happening.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, that's a bit much. So
But that bellows system, that sounds like the proper new chapter in the Hellquarter saga.
it very much is, and it is. I've been thinking. I made a teaser video about it, and I was just looking at it yesterday, and it's 4 months ago. So I dropped the teaser 4 months ago, and then I just spent all the time thinking of how to do it. And then I thought, well, it's the Hellquarter. I mean, it started by me just, what the hell? You just start at one end and you see what you end up with. So I can't start overthinking it. I can't go Vintergatan now. So I just have to start to build something. And if it doesn't work, I can just build on it and continue until it works somehow. So that's my plan now. So I'm just gonna build a bellows system, and if it works, it's nice. If not, I'm gonna have to think differently. But I could always fall back at just attaching the vacuum cleaner to it, so I have a safety net. So
That's not going to look great at Skaperfestivalen, though, is it? The vacuum in the back.
No. So then, unless you hook it up to like one of those stationary bicycles, so you have to have the people attending having to get on the bike to make it play. So
That is a better plan B. But
yeah.
The bellows sounds really good. I'm
Then
envisioning it now again.
Then of course I could, if I get myself a table with wheels, then I can have somebody going behind me, moving it on a trolley while I'll playing the guitar. Because I'm guessing the plunkety guy is going to be there next year as well. So just to sneak up on him and dueling banjos.
Plinkety plonkety wars.
Yeah.
Do you want me to send you the Kalimba?
I'm just seeing you two chasing each other in the library, like to the Benny Hill soundtrack. On every floor, there's someone making a noise. No one is safe at that place.
That was the thing with that plinkety plonkety machine. It didn't matter what floor you were on; it just appeared behind you.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah, it's coming for me.
And I mean, yes, he's heavily into music and is good at that and is good at programming. And the machine itself, it's built interestingly, but it seems like he had no social antennas for where to play his machine. I mean, if someone had a live podcast on, he just walked into the same room, like blinkety plonkety, and then there was some journalists somewhere, and he's like blinkety plonkety, so they had to stop the interview because it just makes too much sound. And no, he was oblivious to what he was doing, like walking around in his own world, carrying.
That's genius, though, really, isn't it? I mean, he's getting mentioned on the podcast that he played in. He probably got mentioned by those journalists. He's got it nailed.
Yeah.
There was no mistakes.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's a social media god, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done something right. And we have probably spoke on him like 10 episodes after. Yeah.
I even felt inspired to make a little private video about it after the event, didn't I? So.
But we never mentioned him by name, have you?
I actually don't know his name.
No, I mean,
exactly. So I mean, that's when your advertisement fails. That everyone remembers it, but don't remember the brand.
He needs a laser. He needs to brand everything.
Are you just gonna give him signs with the plinkety plonkety man? This is your new label.
Yeah. I just have a little change of subject now, and this relates more to you, KJ. So Fixit Fingers did a nice little reel on his guest sticker, and he said that you requested that my sticker wasn't with your twos. What's all that about?
I have not requested anything. His placement of stickers, that's up to him.
But that's not what he said publicly, and he's almost a policeman, so.
He's on the other side of the world. What can he do?
Yeah, you should go there and knock on his door. What the fuck was that all about?
He did actually send me an explanation just after the reel, but there's no fun in sharing that.
No, that's not content.
But it was a really lovely video.
It was.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Much more than I would have
done for him.
That too.
We've had a good couple of shout outs from James, actually, haven't we?
Yeah.
He mentioned us really nicely in one of his past videos as well. So thanks, James.
Yeah.
Keep chamfering all those things.
Yeah. Shouldn't some Australians start and make a podcast? I mean, maybe there is one I don't know about, but it feels like there's enough Australian makers, and they're far apart, so they should do like we do some kind of.
I would love to hear a podcast with James Fixit Fingers and Sam from Gumtree Hill Woodworks. I think they'd be great together.
I mean, there are a lot of makers in Australia that really seems generally just nice people.
Yeah.
And hearing people talk in the Aussie dialect as well, that's just nice to listen to as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know we had Sam on the first couple of episodes of Bad Audio, and I really like the way he speaks. I think he'd be good on a podcast.
Yeah, he definitely is podcast material in that sense.
Yeah, not with Tim though, Sam, if you're listening.
But we had a slight discussion earlier today, and it haven't really slipped out of my mind because having guests and also having home office today, I just set up my work computer in my workshop, and I had an epiphany. Why haven't I done that before? There's nothing. I mean, it's the most relaxing place I can be, of course, and one might think that bringing the stressful thing of work into your workshop would be a bad thing, but we'll get back to that. But it turned out it was greater than I thought because I have all the stuff here. So I can attend meeting. I need some fidget toy to be able to focus in meetings, and here I have all the fidget toys.
I think the table saw's frowned upon though.
Yeah. I'm following along. Yeah. But no, that was. I really enjoyed it. But then I got me thinking. I mean, in the long run, is using the workshop for work good or bad? But I mean, it's called the workshop. But is there a better name for it? Because it isn't work I'm doing, actually. I'm doing it as a recreational pastime.
So
and even though you spend a lot of time on AliExpress, it's not shopping either.
I mean, it's more shopping than work sometimes. It's a shop.
So hobby room's not a good route to go down, is it? And craft room, that just doesn't sound manly enough, I don't think, for what we do.
Yeah, I mean,
because we need to be so manly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as much as that, but crafts is very much, at least in my mind, is linked to what we did back in school, and that was heavily influenced with the school is poor. The only thing they could afford was some blunt scissor and some paper and some glue. That was craft. And
Bring
of
your own bog
course,
rolls.
yeah, and of course, it is much more to it. I know that today, but still, that notion of, yeah, like gluing bog rolls together, and maybe you get some red paint for Christmas so you can make Santas. And so, yeah, craft room doesn't
Yeah.
really ring a bell for me. And then,
Maker space is more like it sounds like you're inviting everybody to come and make in your space, doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't call it a makerspace because then everybody comes and want to borrow your tools, and
Yeah.
well, I have the family for that. And so,
Yeah, there
yeah.
should be something like that. You use the maker prefix in some way, but I can't really figure out a good.
Yeah, it is. Someone call it a man cave as well, but that is,
That's
eh,
tainted. It's
No.
that's just leaves a
yeah, and
bad
it's,
taste.
I really don't like that because it's more about drinking and watching television and getting nothing done, which is the total opposite of what I actually use my
Yeah.
workshop for. So, yeah.
I've drunk beer in my workshop.
Yeah, but it's not the main focus of it.
No.
And if it's a man cave that smells of feet,
That's a oddly niche, but sure,
I mean,
sure.
you get that feeling. Like, I mean, that's like a rehearsal room for like a teenage rock group or something that you just know it will smell of sweaty socks and.
This is just reminding me of a previous episode when we talked about people taking their shoes off on the aeroplane. And
Yeah.
Haavard not liking that, and KJ
Oh,
being the one that makes that happen.
nothing has changed there. They are monsters, and yeah, don't deserve the greater things in life.
Let's hope that you bringing work into your work into your workshop doesn't it the workshop colors the work and not the other way around. So
Yeah.
for you, it seems like you've been pleasantly surprised and pleased with having the workshop as a big fidget toy. I'm just imagining you muting your microphone and secretly starting the CNC on something. And Howard, what do you think? I have problem with the microphone for 3 minutes more.
When we first started the podcast, I used to record in my workshop, but the difficulty I had was my computer was a desktop that I used to have to carry in and out of there every week.
Yeah.
A bloody nightmare.
Sounds a bit cumbersome.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean that's the thing though. Oh, my dream is, and of course I'm working on sketching up a workshop that I can build. And in that, I want to separate it. So I would have a section for metalwork, a section for woodworking, and then electronics and office space. But maybe I'm ruining because I really much enjoy sitting in my workshop where everything is close by and in the same room. So if I get a bigger workshop and I split it into different sections, it's then the one section is basically going to be an office. And then the question is that going to be too close to a regular office? So maybe that's going to ruin the feel of it.
I mean, that depends on how you use it, and I think the more important thing is how messy is the messy part of the workshop going to be? Are you going to keep being as clean and neat and tidy as you are right now? Then you don't need to separate it, really. Or do you
No.
want a space where you can go ham on cutting a lot of stuff, making a lot of dust, or welding inside and that sort of thing? Then you need to separate it.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I don't think that would change. but of course there are some tools that I'm not going to say I want them, but I mean there might be a sale someday where it's too good of an offer to not get a lathe. I mean I mean a planer, and then it's nice to be able to work that into its full potential without having to like think about dust in fine electronics and whatnot. Because
Yeah.
I mean I can use the magic machine today to clean out the workshop. Well, to anyone not knowing what that is, that's a leaf blower. But once you have like small drawers of small electronic components, I mean, you can't really turn compressed air into that because you're going to blow a
Yeah.
million parts out over the floor. So at some point, it is nice to have a bit of a dust barrier.
Yeah, definitely. What I mean, if you did build an office in your just off of your thing, you're worried about it being too much like a work office. I mean, just transfer your red wall into there, your wall of fame. That'd be
Yeah,
kind of nice in your office, wouldn't it?
Good backdrop.
Yeah.
yeah, that I need my red wall, so I am actually taking that into account. Um, And I do like the small semi-half bar setup that I have now. I mean, it's never going to be a bar, but it is nice to have that counter to sit behind.
Yeah.
So, so I might actually keep that setup for the office space. But yeah, splitting up the wood shop and the metal part would be really nice. So that's the plan.
For when?
Is it just a pipe dream or
Yeah,
for retirement?
No, that's the thing though. We discussed this earlier, so I'm not going to go into depth about it, but it needs to happen soon because once it's done, you're going to regret not doing it earlier.
Yeah.
And we have had some discussion back and forth this summer, and I think we are 90% agreeing that this is the house we're going to live in the next foreseeable future. There is no point in moving without breaking up into a different school district and whatnot, and it's really hard finding something that ticks all the boxes we have here. We have to let a lot of things go and spend a lot more money to just get a bit of flatter land, basically. So yeah, just make a custom built workshop, and it is fun to build something with the boundaries that are just given to you. I mean, this is what you have to work with, figure it out. And so that's going to be the workshop as well. And then of course it's figuring out how to deal with the cost. That's going to be
But isn't an external workshop kind of a that you need it if you're gonna stay there for the foreseeable future, because you need to expand indoors, and then the workshop might be eaten up by turning it into living space.
That's the thing. We don't need to, but of course
It's
it is
very
nice
nice to have a lot of space
yeah,
for the
always.
family.
Yeah,
Every time we end up with a spare room, we turn it into another hobby room.
yeah.
Yeah, when Lily goes to university, I'm not quite sure what we'll turn her room into. What will be the next hobby? Maybe a pottery room.
That's I mean, that is almost too good a joke to not really plan out. So when our kids are moving out for the first time, of course, you joke about all right, then I'm gonna turn your room into whatever. But we need to plan for that. So we know that if they're going away after the summer to school, then you have a date. And then you talk to the family and you get everything ready. And of course, when they get on the bus or whatever to go where they're going, it's like, all right, we have 1 hour. Get the trailer, get everything in, chop, 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 chop. And then within an hour after I left, you're going to send them a picture like, doo-doo, this is your room now, totally transformed. But of course, the problem is then they're just gonna think it's photoshopped. So you've done all that work for them not to believe it's actually happened.
Yeah, I think the funny thing with Lily going to university would be a tearful morning saying goodbye to her, and she'd go off to university, we'd change her room, and she'd come back at tea time because she only went to Lincoln University. I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah, by the look of things, it's hard to get somewhere to stay for the kids nowadays. So I'm betting on that they will be living home for a long time.
Yeah.
So you can just hope that they go to university in a different part of the country, so they're forced to get some place to live.
But that is brilliant, because then my workshop is actually going to save us money because the kids are going to be able to live home for longer while they're studying.
Yeah.
So I can basically I can already start using of their savings because they're not going to need them because they're going to stay at home. So then I use that into my we need to have a family council again tonight. So yeah.
And quite often as well, I mean, parents end up, lending or giving money to their children for deposits on houses. So if they just stay with you indefinitely, you can spend that money for those deposits now.
Exactly.
Because you want your kids never to move out. That's oh God.
Well,
yeah. I think if my kids shot me in the knob as well, Cage, I'd want them to move out.
oh.
Yeah, everything has a finish date, hopefully. You never know. Maybe they'll be here forever.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. For episode 780, we'll give you an update on the KJ's goes to college.
708. Is that 14 years?
I just
I think it is, yeah.
I thought of a number and yeah.
It's rather reasonable, yeah.
God. That's a depressing thought age-wise for myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
is...
Oh, let's end it there before we get too melancholical.
Yeah. No, let's pick it up in the half pint. I want to talk about retirement plans.
Yeah.
No, ooh. That'll just depress me even more.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.